Compass FM. Right now, Enliven Services Manager North Canterbury, Vicky Lucas, is with me in studio. And a very good afternoon, Vicky.
Kia ora, John. Thank you very much.
Lovely to see you. I love that orange colour you're wearing. Burnt orange, I reckon that is.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. It really is. For those that don't know, Vicky, Enliven Services, please tell us all about you.
We are under Presbyterian Support. We're a branch. So older person services is Enliven, younger persons and family services is Family Work. So we have both here at Rangiora. Our Enliven services cover, we have 2 kaiawhina workers who relate directly to the tuahiwi iwi and Ngāi Tahu, and they work with kaumātua and other elders in the community, helping integrate services in. We have social work and falls prevention, volunteer coordination. We have a day program called the Rangiora Totara Club. And all these services are based in Rangiora for Rangiora, and Huranui we have falls prevention and the social work service. And we also have a home share service as well, which is based in people's homes.
How long have you been going Enliven Services? Many, many years or quite recent?
I think we've reached 110 years.
Oh, really?
Presbyterian Support itself.
Yes.
I've been here 15 years, and it was well and truly, 25 years more than,
So
a long time.
Well bedded in, as they say.
Yes.
So, specifically Enliven Services is for our older population.
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally over 65, but we do see younger people with age-type conditions.
Yeah. So this time of year, summer, it can be a concern for elderly people with the heat. Not that it's been a overly hot summer. We've had a few hot days, a heat wave, of course, a week or so ago. How can we as younger people keep an eye on our elderly neighbours or people in the community and help in this regard?
Yes, well, once the temperatures start to reach 25, we do need to start thinking about keeping out of the sun, staying indoors, shutting the curtains where the sun hits the window so the heat doesn't come through, creating cross drafts. I like walking around with a wet towel on my neck.
Good idea.
That seems to work for me. Keeping up your fluids. Don't go out and do a big walk in the heat of the day. I do notice that the heat of the day seems to be a bit later now, like sometimes 3 o'clock it's really, really hot.
You're right.
So you don't be guided by the hour of the day, be guided by the heat of the day and how that makes you feel. So, if you're lucky to have air conditioner, crank it up.
And a lot of elderly people don't have that luxury, of course, and elderly people are very vulnerable when it comes to the hot weather. So, just keep an eye on your neighbours. If you've got elderly neighbours, just make sure they're okay.
Yes.
Falls, of course, are a big thing with elderly people, aren't they?
True.
So if you haven't seen an elderly neighbour for a matter of, a day or two, perhaps just a knock on the door, Vicky?
And some people have little messages with their neighbours, like if the curtains aren't open by 10 o'clock in the morning, go and knock on the door and see if they're okay, or give them a ring on the phone. Some people have some really good networks already set up. We do have some gaps at the moment in our social work service. We have some capacity there to take some older people who may need integration into services or advocacy with other agencies or work and income or something like that with the benefits. So.
Very interesting. What a wonderful service. Enliven Services Manager North Canterbury, Vicky Lucas, is with me. Vicky, there's a lot of new challenges for our elderly people, what with technology or the lack of.
Yes.
For instance, I am now paying a lot of my mother's accounts because she's no longer able to, well, she can write a cheque. She's still got a chequebook, but her bank won't accept them anymore. This is a problem, isn't it?
It is quite a concern, actually. Because you are financially reliant on, you are obviously a good support for your family, but not everyone has that. Or the family is good, but they're not in the region. They can't teach the person to do it themselves. I know the libraries are actually making them time available to teach older people how to get electronically connected.
Yes.
And
we've got such a great library service here. We have.
So make use of that. But I would encourage people to try and be as independent as possible, because financial independence is one of the last things that you lose. Like, you have compounding issues like mobility, certain conditions, and if you have the sharpness of mind to be independent financially, why wouldn't you want to carry on doing it yourself? We sometimes just need some patient people to teach how to get onto the internet, what sort of device you'll need, that kind of thing. So.
Absolutely. Enliven Services Manager, North Canterbury, Vicky Lewis. And Vicky, before you go, I can't help but notice, and I've had this anecdotally from several people who, when telling me about their elderly parents going, just shopping for instance, going into not always being taken seriously by shop assistants. Just a reminder to young shop assistants, perhaps to, older people should be taken seriously in their shopping experience. Yeah,
there are people with lots of knowledge. They've seen lots of life, but that doesn't mean that they can move at the same speed as everybody else. So just be patient, take your time, let them take the time that they need.
Exactly. I think what I'm trying to say is sometimes a shop assistant, oh God, here's an old person that's going to be hard work. Whereas, and please embrace that person and help them.
Yes. Work alongside rather than getting them out of the way. I think that's, you can learn a lot too.
Absolutely. And as you pointed out earlier, these are older people, are people who've got so much life experience, so much wisdom.
Yes.
But, young mind, but in an old body, really. And, there are challenges for these people, but they're wonderful, our elderly, aren't they?
Yeah, cool. I like you hearing you say that. That's awesome.
Well, they absolutely are. Enliven Services Manager, North Canterbury, Vicky Lucas. Vicky, for those that would like to know more about your service, how can they get in touch?
Well, you can ring the main office on 261 2890. That will actually get you directly to me, and that's perfectly fine. You can email me, vickyl@psusi.org.nz, or you can pop into 258 High Street in Rangiora.
Compass FM.